With 2025 coming to an end, I thought I'd recommend the top games on the Steam Deck over the past year. Let's get right into it. All right, so for the first game we're going to be talking about on this list, it's going to be Ball X Pit. This game came out in October of 2025 and quietly exploded, selling hundreds of thousands of copies in the first week and eventually clearing over 1 million sales worldwide. At its core, Ball X Pit is a roguelike with a twist. You're not just shooting balls, you're bouncing them into hordes of enemies while also managing a growing settlement between runs. It sounds wild on paper, but it works, and that's why so many people have been hooked on this game. Now, for the reasons on why it's such a good game for the Steam Deck, it's because it's perfect for handheld play. You can do quick runs and it feels great anywhere. You can take it anywhere, easily play it. On top of that, it has near perfect performance on the Steam Deck hardware, smooth frame rates and responsive controls. So it means you're not trying to fight the device while you're actually trying to survive on the game, and it plays super smooth. On top of all this, the Steam community really rallied behind it too. Bald X Pit was even nominated for the best game on Steam Deck in the Steam Awards, which of course just says a lot with how well it actually plays on the Steam Deck. So if you have a Steam Deck and you haven't played this game yet, I would highly recommend getting this on your Steam Deck. It's going to play great. It's going to feel great. It's a really fun game, and I'd say it's probably a top 10 for the Steam Deck. Next up is Stardew Valley. Yeah, the 2016 farming game. And somehow it still ran the Steam Deck in 2025. According to Valve's Steam Deck top play chart, Stardew Valley was the most played Steam Deck game of 2025, which is honestly insane considering that it's a game almost a decade old, but it makes total sense. Stardew Valley is basically built for a handheld device. It's chill, it's addictive, and you can play for 10 minutes or lose an entire night without realizing it. Plus, it's Steam Deck verified, so you're not fighting the controls or the UI, which of course to us Steam Deck players, that's very important. And here's the real reason it dominates the Steam Deck. It's a comfort game that still has depth. You can farm, mine, fish, grind money, romance half the town, or just optimize your layout like you're running a small business. And another super important thing to note here is that if you're a mod person, the Steam Deck is clutch because it has the PC version. Console players can't really get the same freedom, as the dev straight up said it's complicated to get mods on the consoles, so that's a very big bonus. Next up is Hades 2, and this one is not just popular, it's top tier Steam Deck popular. On Valve's yearly Steam Deck playtime charts, Hades 2 landed number 3 for 2025, only behind Stardew Valley and Balatro. And what's crazy is the timing. Hades 2 started in early access back in 2024, but it hit full 1.0 on September 25th, 2025. So it got that late year surge where everyone jumped back in hard. Steam Deck wise, this is one of those rare games that just fits. It's Steam Deck verified, the controls feel natural, and the performance is smooth enough that you're not thinking about the settings, you're thinking about surviving. And the Steam community basically crowned it too. Hades 2 straight up won Best Game on Steam Deck at the 2025 Steam Awards. That's not hype, that's people actually voting with their hands, proving that it's a great game for the Steam Deck. So if you want the best pick up and play action game on the Steam Deck, Hades 2 is the safest bet of the year, and I would highly recommend that you try it. Next up is Dave the Diver, and this one straight up made the Valve's top 20 most played Steam Deck games of 2025, coming in at number 18. And the reason it's always installed is the loop is dangerously good. You spend the day diving in the blue hole for fish and materials, then you come back and run the sushi bar at night like it's a full on restaurant management game. And once again, it's also Steam Deck verified, so you're not messing with weird controls or tiny UI. It plays just perfect on the Steam Deck. And Steam literally tags it as Steam Deck's top played on the store page, which tells you how many deck owners are living in this game. Performance-wise, it's really smooth on the Steam Deck. If you want to set and forget it vibe, you can run it clean and even cap frames for better battery. On top of all this, it's still getting real support. The free Godzilla DLC came back and is available until December 31st, 2026, and the Big in the Jungle DLC is lined up for early 2026. If your Steam Deck library needs a game that's chill, addictive, and built for handheld sessions, Dave the Diver is an easy W. Alright, next up is Slay the Spire, and if you've ever wondered why this game refuses to die, it's because it's basically the perfect Steam Deck loop. On Valve's 2025 Steam Deck most played list, Slay the Spire lands at number 16, which is crazy for a game that's been out for years. And just like all of the other games on this list, Steam literally stamps it as Steam Deck verified and even calls it Steam Deck top played right on the store page, so you know it's a great game. And the reason that this game is so good is that the runs are clean, the controls are easy, and every run feels different. You're building a deck on the fly, managing risk decisions at every floor, and then you lose and instantly go, yeah, one more. And 2025 gave it even more fuel. It hit an all-time concurrent player peak during the 2025 holiday season, Mostly because the game was cheap and people were super excited for Slay the Spire 2. Slay the Spire is an easy pickup for your Steam Deck, especially if you haven't played the second one yet. You can get this game for pretty cheap and then play the second one when you've beat this one. Highly recommend this game. I would definitely get it. All right, coming in at number 2 for the most played Steam Deck game of 2025 is Balatro. If you somehow missed the hype of Balatro, it's basically a poker-inspired roguelike deck builder where you're making hands, stacking multipliers, and finding these busted Joker cards that turn a normal run into an absolute chaos run. And I'm sure most of you watching this think that the game dropped in 2025, but it actually came out in February 20th of 2024, and it's still this much of a played game in 2025. So that just shows how addictive and fun this game is. So for all the reasons on why it's such a good game for the Steam Deck, it's fast, it's readable on the handheld screen, and it's the ultimate one more run game where you can play for either 10 minutes or lose your entire day playing it. A quick tip for all of you beginners or new people playing the game: pick one thing to build around early, like one hand type you're leveling up, and then let your jokers do all the heavy lifting. Because once it clicks, you're absolutely cooked. So I would absolutely recommend this game for your Steam Deck. You can literally play anywhere. If you have a long trip coming up, a road trip, you're traveling somewhere, you can pull out your Steam Deck and play this game for literal hours at a time. You could lose so much time playing this game. So if you don't have it, please, for the love of God, get this game and have so much fun playing it. All right, that's going to conclude the video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for the recent support on the channel. I really do enjoy making these videos, so it'd be amazing if you could drop me a sub, like the video. Let's grow this channel together. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day.